At 5:38, I would like to call this meeting of the Delaware Tribal Council to order and ask the chairman of the trust board and chairman of the elders committee, Mary Waters, if she would lead us in a word of prayer.
Let's bow our heads. Our Heavenly Father, we come to you this evening with glad hearts, thankful hearts for all that you do for us, for your understanding and walking with us wherever we go. Thank you, Father, for each person that's here tonight. Thank you for their lives and the homes that they represent. Father, we thank you for the council. We thank you for their steadfastness. We thank you for their strength, Father. And we just pray that you would be with this meeting, be with us throughout this evening. Be with us, Father, as we make decisions and as we agree or disagree. Help us, Father, to think the very best for our tribe. We thank you and we pray that you will be with us in all the ways we need you. These things we pray in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen.
Could I ask Assistant Chief Monty Joe Griffith to do the roll call?
Chief Chester Brooks.
Here.
Assistant Chief Bonnie Jo Griffith here. Secretary Nikki Michael. Absent. Treasurer Benita Shea. Here. Member Annette Ketchum. Here. Member Nathan Young.
Here.
Member Michelle Hawley. Absent.
I'd like to welcome all of our tribal members and other guests and announce that it looks like possibly a short meeting tonight, but if anybody in the audience desires to speak, they will be given a chance. Can I hear a motion to approve the agenda?
I'd make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion been made and seconded to approve the agenda. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. I know that all councilmen have received the minutes of all prior meetings. I think there's 3 of them. Does any council member need time to read those minutes?
No, I don't.
Nate?
No, sir, I'm report.
Do I hear a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make that motion to approve the minutes.
Do we want to address these minutes individually or as a group?
Individually. I think we should do it individually. I'll make a motion, we approve the meeting minutes for September the 1st.
Motion been
Second.
made and seconded to approve minutes of the September the 1st meeting. Do I hear any corrections or additions?
As to page 5, the second paragraph, in response to Joe question, Joe Brooks, it says unique and audible. The answer was 10-12. Only questions how long I've served on tribal council. Reason definitely because my members I've served partially.
Did you say 10 to 12?
10 to 12.
Put 12 in.
12, 10, either way. I know I've served partial terms back in the 70s. Other than that,
Are you writing those down, Assistant Chief?
Yeah.
Okay. Do I hear further additions or corrections? If there's no further additions or corrections, all in favor of the motion to approve the September the 1st minutes, please say aye.
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 I'm going to abstain.
You guys absent?
No.
Oh, I don't like to do it.
I'll abstain myself then. So that makes the vote 2 yes to approve and 3 abstentions. There-
No, it's of the yes or no's.
That's true. That's
So it is right. Yeah. You don't count the abstention. I'll make a motion that we approve the September 10th special tribal council meeting minutes.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the September the 5th,
September's 10th.
10th, I'm sorry.
So when we had in Catoosa.
Special, that was actually a special meeting held in Catoosa to address actually the passage of a single resolution as noted in the minutes.
And that was the Lenape Language Talking Dictionary Project grant for up to $20,000.
Do I hear any additions or corrections?
Nice, it was a 3-minute meeting.
Yeah, it was good.
Well, the special meeting was actually held because he needed to turn in the grant application rapidly. And we were basically all going to be together there anyway. If there's no corrections or additions to the special meeting held in Catoosa, all in favor of approval of the minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? I think there's one more meeting minutes here,
There's 2 more.
2 more.
September 15th and October 7th.
I make a motion that we accept the September 15 minutes.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Additions or corrections? Are there any additions or corrections? If not, all in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I will abstain.
Let the record show that the vote on approval of that meeting minutes is 4 yes and 1 abstention. Would a council member desire to make the motion to approve the final meeting minutes?
I'll make a motion that we accept the October 7 minutes.
I'll second.
Motion been made and seconded to accept the October the 7th, also a special meeting minutes.
And that does need changed at the top of it. It says regular
Was
at the very top.
It's kind of a regular special.
It was.
It was, yeah,
that? Yep.
because we went with Ms. Bonnie.
Our little star.
It's true.
Do I hear any additions or corrections?
I have one correction. On the first page, and that paragraph about blue, Laura Maynard, they have Maynard, and it should be Maynor, M-A-Y-N-O-R, instead of Maynard, the misspelled name.
Are there further additions or corrections?
I think that this is the one where I asked to be excused, and I don't know where that is. I would like it to be understood that I didn't leave for any reason other than I had a very bad headache and didn't feel like I couldn't take any more sitting with my head like it was. And it was like I was going to get a migraine or something. I didn't go eat. And I'd like that to, because it sounds like I just asked to be excused, and it doesn't say why. And I did say why I wanted to leave.
It's on the
This-
12th page.
Page 12, the middle of the page, it says Councilwoman Ketchum asked to be excused.
I think we had due to illness.
Just add, for, I don't know how you want to say it.
I remember you were
With permission
saying,
of the chief, or say like something like that, or, I don't know how you
Due
want
to
to,
illness,
well, due to,
migraine.
something like that. I don't care how we say it,
Due to
just,
migraine.
yeah, that I don't get disposed to be able to say, and I thought it was about over anyway.
I think it was. I think we had one more resolution or something after you left.
I've got something wrong with my head. Every once in a while I have a shocking. I don't know what it is. I think it's something to do with my sinuses.
Do I hear further additions or corrections?
Slight change on page 8. Leslie's name is spelled Leslie, not Ley. Almost to the bottom of the that almost last paragraph.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah,
L-I-E.
yeah, Lie.
Jane, are you getting these too?
Is that Leslie Jordan
Mhm.
speaking up? Okay. Yes.
Levi Randall's name spelled wrong, it has A-L instead of O-L on page 12. Toward the end of the page.
Yeah, it's at the top of the page as well. Yeah, just look at that,
I had
the whole thing.
Yeah, well, it was spelled correctly, I think maybe it was in another set of minutes, I know.
Yeah, it was.
Correct.
Yeah. I'll wait for the end on that one. Earlier.
Do I hear any further additions or corrections? All in favor of approving the October 7th minutes, please say aye.
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 I'm abstaining.
Abstain.
Let the record show that the vote on approval of October 7th minutes was 3 yes, 2 abstentions. Unfinished business. Does any council member have any unfinished business?
I don't think I do.
No.
None.
None.
Resolutions. Benita, could I get you to read the title and now therefore be it resolved that Resolution 2015-58?
Sure. A resolution of the Tribal Council of the Delaware Tribe of Indians to approve tribal membership. Now therefore be it resolved, the Delaware Tribal Council of the Delaware Tribe of Indians does hereby authorize and approve the persons whose names correspond with the numbers listed above as Delaware tribal members.
I'll make a motion to approve this resolution.
I'll second it.
Motion been made and seconded to approve Resolution 2015-58. Is there any discussion? If not, all in favor of the motion, or resolution, I'm sorry, please say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Or resolution passes unanimously. Could Treasurer Benita Shea also read the title, and now therefore be it resolved of Resolution 2015-59.
A resolution of the Tribal Council of the Delaware Tribe of Indians to submit an application for AmeriCorps' National Civilian Community Corps. Now therefore be it resolved, the Delaware Tribal Council of the Delaware Tribe of Indians does hereby authorize and approve the submission of the AmeriCorps application, acknowledging this is a competitive application and acceptance is not guaranteed.
Is there any discussion?
I'll make a motion we approve.
I second that motion.
John Sumter?
What exactly are they gonna be doing for us?
I think we need it, if you'll read, like the whereas, it explains it. Like the three were not the first, but
Well, actually, one, two, three, probably the fourth one.
yeah, well, I do the last
So-
three whereases.
The last three. Do you have it in front of you, John?
No, I
No,
don't.
they
No,
don't.
you don't? Okay. They authorize the submission of an application to AmeriCorps National Civilian Community Corps for the deployment of a team of 8 to 12 members to our Delaware tribe in Chelsea, Oklahoma, which includes the Lewis B. Ketchum Boys and Girls Club of Bartlesville for 6 weeks full-time service. The teams are sent at no cost to the partnering organization, and the AmeriCorps provides all the background screening and insurance for the members serving us on projects for the tribe. They include transportation. We agree to provide housing for our team members in Chelsea, training and materials and supervision. The concept application was originally approved and discussed at August the 18th at the tribal council meeting, and determined the initial estimates of the material expenses to be correct, which was originally presented between $500 and $1,000, based on a conservative estimate of 8 AmeriCorps members working 8 hours a day for 30 days over 6 weeks period of time. The tribe will benefit from approximately $23,040 of donated workforce. The requested dates for the AmeriCorps members will be from February the 23rd, 2016 to April 9th, 2016.
Doesn't the Boys and Girls Club receive money from the tribe per year?
They
How
do.
much is that, or do you have that figure?
Jeans, Helen, 40.
David, John, I've been told that the Boys and Girls Club receives 36 to 40,000.
Is that right, Jean? Yeah.
36,000 a year?
Which, am I correct, Gene, in that it comes out of the housing budget?
Yeah.
Yep,
Yes.
and down the hut, yeah.
So, and I know that the Boys and Girls Club in Chelsea is in dire need of some repair.
Oh, yes, it is. I'm just wondering where that 36,000 goes to then.
Well, I think they have a director, and
Yeah.
they also have expenditures to maintain.
Oh, for their programs.
For their programs.
36,000 a year? Yeah.
They scarcely think it's enough. They need about twice that much, they say.
How much is the directors and the employees getting paid?
Jean,
I don't know.
I-
They have their own,
We
we don't control.
yeah, we don't know.
we
I'm
don't,
requesting that information if you please.
We don't have any.
we wouldn't have any way to get that other than request it from Boys and Girls
They
Club.
don't have to give it
Well,
Wouldn't the housing authority have that, since it comes out of their funds?
Do you know, Ron?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, we do have an amount, and I can get that information for you tomorrow.
I would appreciate it if you would, 'cause, I mean, I've been there and it definitely needs repair. I'm the first one to agree on
Yeah,
that.
I haven't seen it, but I've heard it's in pretty bad shape.
Oh, it is real bad shape. And over the years, it's taken years to get in that bad shape.
And when we found out about this AmeriCorps program, we thought that that would be a good place to utilize.
Oh, I'm in agreement with that.
Okay.
I'm just wondering how the heck our 36,000 is being spent. Because some of that should have gone into upkeep of the facility.
Ron, do we actually know how much the director and?
I don't know exactly how much the salary is for the director, but I know they're getting a new director for that, the Boys and Girls Club, and that I can give you what we had applied for in our 2015 grant, and I have a little bit of synopsis of what I believe what we were going to ask that they do to help them out.
No, I like this getting it fixed up, but something ain't floating right. Something ain't floating right for 36,000. Because there isn't that many children that hit that place.
there's quite a few.
Unless it's come up over the years,
Yeah.
which may be. But I'd still like to know the salaries of the director and the employees.
Well, the director and employees, I have no records of those.
Well, we should have, if we're giving them the money, we're entitled to it.
I'll see if I can get a hold of those too.
Thank you, sir.
They'll probably tell the director. Yeah.
Call for the question.
John, they'll probably tell us what the director and assistant director
Well,
makes.
I would like to know. Because,
Not by name, but the position. But,
well, I'm not asking for the names of the directors,
Yeah.
I'm asking for the salaries of the positions.
yeah. Levi,
As I understand this resolution, 2015-59, it says that they're donating approximately $23,000 worth of labor, which is the workforce, while we get them housing, 6 weeks worth of work on the building. Who's paying for the materials, and how much money are you guys willing to expend in fixing up this dilapidated building, this Boys and Girls Club? And I agree with John, it is a building to me that looks like it's not in use at all, because I've been inside the building and it looks very old and out of shape. But how much material are you guys willing to spend on it? Who's paying for the material? Not the labor, but the cost of the materials, the paint and all the new lighting and the new insulation on the roof.
Alan, I think you could probably help us on that question.
It's in the resolution there, it's between $500 and $1,000 in material.
So it's gonna take I could spend that in material in a couple hours. I'm a construction person as well. What exactly are they gonna do for 6 weeks for $1,000? That doesn't really jive. I mean,
Well, primarily, what they're gonna do at the Boys and Girls Club is, they're going to paint, and then, of course, whatever the spackling is required, and some trim board, and then possibly do some minor plumbing.
For $1,000.
Yes.
I believe it'll go far, it'll go very far.
It will
Well,
exceed that.
and with that being said, in discussing it with Lindsay Harris, then the Boys and Girls Club will provide those materials. Yes. And then as they come over to Bartlesville, which the intention is, and that's the reason we're doing it for 6 weeks, and we hope that it will, hopefully the timing will work when we get ready to move, the last 2 weeks, when we get ready to move into the additional square footage that we're gonna acquire here, that workforce will be available to us to help get us moved in and renovated here, which is gonna be the materials for that will be, out of our pocket anyway.
Right.
And the idea is to have that labor.
Will we be able to see the final cost as the project is finished, how much was expended by the tribe in renovating the Boys and Girls Club? Can we see that actual number figure, how much was?
Sure, I can see what-
Because I just believe that it'll far exceed $1,000.
Call for question.
I understand.
Question's been called on this resolution. All in favor of approving the resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Who seconds?
I made the motion and he said.
Assistant Chief Bonnie Jo Griffith made the motion to approve, and Nathan Young, Councilman Nathan Young, made the second. And it passed unanimously. Do I hear any new business?
Chief, I've got a couple of things here. The Cultural Preservation Committee met last night, as you know, and we had gotten an estimate from Kenny Foreman to build some stomp dance grounds out here behind on the north side of this building. And it'll be $5,000. He will get it all leveled. He'll clean up the brush and stuff back there in the trees, not take the trees down, but clean the brush up. And bring dirt in to put on the top and throw some rye seed on it to last through the winter. And then this spring we'll put down some sod in April. And the cost is $5,000. And the Cultural Preservation Committee voted to donate $2,000 to that. I would like to ask the tribe to donate $1,000, and that will leave us $2,000. And then I'm going to reach out to the Elders Committee, the Veterans Committee, and the War Mothers to see if they will donate, and we can also have fundraisers to finish it. So I would like to make a motion that we donate $1,000 to the new stomp dance grounds.
I'd second that motion.
Motion's been made and seconded to donate $1,000 from the tribal council to preparing a stomp dance ground. Do I hear discussion?
I just have one question I want to ask John and Levi. Does that sound like too much money?
Not really, that's a fair price for the work to be done. But the big thing is the trust board finances, and I know I can speak for the Veterans Committee, are in dire straits. We went from 4.2 million down to 3.9 something due to the loss of the stock market, which is going to put our programs and the monies that we receive from the trust way down.
Next year?
Yes, ma'am. And I know the veterans aren't sitting on that much money. I can't speak for the elders or any of them, but we're on short purse strings. The tribe is.
Absolutely.
Let alone the committees.
Right. And like I said, that would bring 3,000 of it. That would leave 2. And I know the elders are in very good shape financially. We haven't done a lot this year. So I know they made a commitment yesterday at the elders meeting to make a donation. So
Did they say?
they
how
didn't
much?
say an amount, no. But I think coming up with the $2,000 is very doable, and Kenny will work with us if we don't have it all together.
Well, it isn't up to Kenny, it's up to the Veterans Committee as a whole.
But no, I meant up to Kenny Foreman
Oh, okay.
to not pay the bill as a whole if we don't have a commitment, not Kenny Brown. So,
Okay, because it's, like I say, with the shortcomings that the trust board and the tribe itself is facing for next year, you know, going forward with this would be nice. But to me, common sense tell you to hold off to see what we have coming in. If the stock market jumps back up, I think it has come back up, hasn't it, Chet?
As a matter of fact, John, I just got the report ending October the 31st, and it's come back $170,000 in October.
Thank you. That makes me feel a lot better.
Chet looks at it every day. I get a Wall Street update every day.
Ever since August the 20th, when the stock market took a 12.5% drop in 3 days.
3 days.
It's now overall come back to where it's about 2% or 1.5% at least higher than it was when it started that big drop.
Well,
So we may be better off than we thought.
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Still yet, my common sense is to put this on hold until we are sure where our footing is. Instead of making them, making a commitment and it falls short again. Because we're still on iffy ground. We're not out of the woods yet on this. And our programs for the tribes come first. That's my opinion.
Well, you're talking about trust money, of course, aren't you, John?
Yeah, which filters down to the committees that she's asking them to get them donated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Call for a question.
The question's been called and the actual vote is on whether or not the tribal council is gonna donate $1,000. I see Jack Tatum has got his hand up.
Thank you. A quick question. Don't we know the budget and how much money we've got available to work with for each of our committees? Or we don't?
I don't think.
So on the trust side, do we, John?
Not as of yet, we're still waiting for December report.
Right, see, Jack, the council runs on a year of what, September, October 1 to September 30th. But the trust board is January 1 to December 31st, so they don't have their new information.
All the time I was thinking we allocated so much money for each committee and we had that much money to work with. Now you're telling me, hell, we don't know how much money we've got.
It changes every year, Jack.
That's not what anybody's saying, I don't think, Jack. As a matter of fact, I think we've got something like $6,800, possibly $7,000 left in culture preservation.
Know what
I believe the elders even have more than that, possibly.
Mary Waters, do you remember? I didn't stand here yesterday.
I do not know about the Veterans Committee, though.
I believe it's I'm not gonna be quoted for an exact figure, but approximately 2,800 to 3,000 is what the Veterans Committee has. But half of that is allocated to the purchase of the firearms for the burial detail.
Right, right.
So it would be less than that for ready money.
Well, but on Jack's question, it's, do we know how much we're getting, I think, the first of the year?
Oh, at the first of the year coming up, yeah, we don't know that yet until we get the final report in December from Arvest when they come down and throw us our bonus.
All right.
And then it's the percentage out to each of those committees, right, John?
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, veterans only get 5%, elders get 5%. Cultural gets 10%, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's double what everybody else
Yeah,
gets.
something like that. Yeah, they're at least doubling what the elders and the veterans get. Where the low folks are.
Okay, what we need to do, the committees need to find out how much money they got to work with. Now, I was told here recently at the elder committee that that the elders had $11,000 or better in our budget to work with. But now I'm finding out.
Well, Jack,
Not necessarily.
you were told that yesterday, actually, and I think the elders do have $11,000
Does Mary Waters or Mary Randall have an answer?
work with.
Charles,
There is 11,000.
$11,000 in the elders account.
And that's what's carried over from the previous years, and
Right.
we got this last year.
Yeah, we've still got the carryover.
We've got that amount of money to work with.
Yes.
All right, now, that's a relief.
Yeah,
I'm
veterans,
scared
veterans
that,
don't.
But we
that
don't
somehow
know what
the,
we're gonna get next year.
And I think some of us talked today at lunch and thought we might hit the elders up for 1,000. So that's 4 of the $5,000. So I think we can come up with the other 1,000 if we have to have a taco dinner or something.
I agree.
Okay. Call for question.
Question been called. All in favor of the motion to approve $1,000 committed to the construction of a stomp dance ground, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries unanimously.
I've had a request, Chief, to make an announcement. Bonnie Thaxton came to see me this evening, and she wants to make sure that all the elders know that the first Monday of every month at the elders' lunch, right after lunch, and it's never kind of it's anywhere from 12:30 to 1 o'clock, we start our elders meeting. And Bonnie Thaxton's not happy because people get up and walk out. So, what'd you say, Bonnie?
I said, what on earth is wrong with them?
Bonnie just said, what on earth is wrong with them?
Bonnie, get up and lock the door whenever
So she wants to encourage all the elders to come to lunch on that first Monday and stay for the elders meeting. Is that good enough, Bonnie?
Yeah,
All right.
thank you.
Bonnie, I bet if we told everybody they can't get any ice cream until the elders meeting is complete, that'd probably keep them here.
Jack's got his.
Jack,
And we have the same kind of problem with our general counsel, obtaining our quorum. I mean, we have people come in and leave. They don't stick around, and they act like they're not interested in our tribal operations, or I don't understand it why they leave so quickly. So I have a request that our tribal council waive this requirement that we have 100 standing people before we can submit a resolution from the floor at our general
It's in the
council.
Constitution though, Jack.
So you can't waive it because
We
it's,
can't waive it.
okay.
That'd be great if we could, but we
Well,
can't.
it works fine for you guys.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah, well, nobody can make a resolution, you're the only ones that can do that. But a general council is for the people.
I understand that.
Jack, there is one thing we could do, of course, about general counsel, and that's not hand out any door prize for attending until the meeting's over. I don't know that that'll get us a quorum, but then there's always the other possibility of an initiative petition. This council would have to act on an initiative petition if it's signed by 100 or more valid tribal members.
Well, it's just the situation we got. We're never gonna have a real general council meeting the way it's being operated now.
Could I say something? I was wondering if people come out to eat and they sign in like they've been here, that counts that they were here.
They have to be on the floor.
They have to be on the floor at 1 o'clock, I see.
No,
Or-
not necessarily at 1 o'clock, but when a vote's, if there's a vote taken from the floor, there has to be a
There
quorum
has to be
call.
100. Oh, the quorum is not established until we get ready to vote.
It's not an official meeting until, well, you actually.
100 people sign in, I
First
thought.
100 people sign in, then when you take a vote, you still have to have 100 people.
Okay.
John Sumter.
Thanks.
Where our problem was, I don't know if it was last year or 2 years ago, when we did have 100 people sign in. The problem being, at that time, was committee reports were taking 45 minutes to an hour. Drawing it out, going and rehashing everything, and after 3 hours, a lot of them old folks can't sit for 3 hours to listen to committee reports, or they won't, and they left the floor. So when it was finally opened up for business, a call from quorum was called from the council, and of course, we did not have 100 people on the floor, so by constitution, we could not conduct business. And that's what happened there, even though we did have 100 people sign in.
I can remember that. Remember I told you this afternoon, I thought I remembered that.
So are there any rules stating that if, once we have 100, that we have to go according to the agenda? Can we take care of?
I think we can adjust the agenda just like we do in a regular meeting. We vote to approve it, but at that point, you can adjust it.
I would think we would do that then, if there's nothing
Yeah.
new that would, halt us. If we get 100
Right.
people sign in, let's go ahead and conduct business with our tribal members.
Well, that is, we can go ahead and conduct the business, but if there's 100 people signed in, we can start conducting business, but when we get ready to take a vote, if some of us left, we
I'm
can't
saying
get the
get ready
vote.
to take a vote right then and there. If we get 100 people sign in,
Well, you,
let's start.
except that you've got to have the resolution, like if Jack had a resolution,
Uh-huh.
he presents it then. So you're going to have the resolutions presented
Okay,
and explained, and then you could vote yes.
yeah.
I think Leslie and John.
I think, John, I believe Leslie's hand
Let her
was
go first.
up first. Leslie?
Robert's rule. All right.
Ladies before
A
gentlemen.
call for quorum can be called at any time by any member of the floor or council. All right. And resolution to suspend the agenda must be made from the floor or the council and approved by simple majority vote. At that time, it can go straight to business. Once it's stated, I move to suspend the agenda and go straight to business. A simple majority vote approves it, a business, and then if anybody wants to call for quorum, which is their right, and the count must be made of the people on the floor. And if there's 100 people on the floor, then at that time, resolutions or business can be conducted from the floor.
That's what should be done.
Okay, yeah. Yep.
I don't have any problem with putting resolutions right at the front of the general
But you
council.
must follow the agenda. I'm going for Robert's rules. I've been refurbishing and rebrushing up my mind. I was on the parliamentary procedure team with FFA back in high school. We took third and regional.
Okay, that's
Didn't
probably
get
been
the
a
state,
couple
but we
years.
got the regional. But that's the procedure that must be followed since you are following Robert's rules.
Like that.
Yeah. Okay, I've got one other thing, Chief. Bucky Buck came to us last year and asked for a donation for the basketball tournament over at Nowata. I believe maybe the Booster Club puts it on. And I would like to make a motion that we donate $200 to that tournament again this year, like we did last year.
I'll second that.
The motion's been made and seconded to donate $200 to no other schools for use in sponsoring a basketball tournament. Is there any discussion? If there is no discussion, all in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. John, I think did you have your hand up again?
No, that was it.
Oh, okay.
I was commenting with Jack.
Do I hear further new business?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
I second that motion.
Everybody seconded it.
Motion's been made and everybody seconded the motion that we adjourn. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
This meeting is concluded at 6:30.